Hey guys, this is Wanda, the traveling Dutchie, coming right at you from beautiful Cartagena, Colombia. Today in this video, I would like to give you my top tips for traveling to Cartagena. You see, I've actually been to Cartagena many times because it is by far my favorite city in all of the Americas. That's how strongly I feel about it. And so yeah, in this video, let's chat about the top tips. If you're new to this channel, I am a Dutch expat. I actually live between Costa Rica and Colombia on and off. We have an apartment in Bogota, but we find ourselves going to Cartagena most of the time. So I actually spend more time in Cartagena than in Bogota. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, be sure to do so. Click that little bell icon so you receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And let's get straight into it. I've made a list for you guys, a list of 10 travel tips for when visiting Cartagena. I have a little cheat sheet. All right, it's actually super early, so normally it's more lively. It's not that early though, it's 8 o'clock, but it seems like everybody's still sleeping. All right, so let's get into it. We'll start with the first tip, and it has everything to do with Cartagena Airport. You see, when you arrive in Cartagena, I have never actually been in the immigration line for less than an hour and a half. So my tip to you is, be aware that you're going to be in a very long line at immigration. So take a book to read. I actually watched the Netflix show because, it's a pain, right? But the good thing is you're prepared and you know ahead of time it isn't as bad. Then tip number 2 is, when you are looking for transportation to get from the airport to your hotel, be aware, because there's a lot of Uber drivers pretending to be taxi drivers. They will actually literally stand right next to the taxis and say taxi, and then you say yes, and then they take you very far away to where they are parked. Safety wise, that is not a good idea. It is very cheap to get a taxi from the airport to town. It's only like $10, but just make sure that you actually get into a taxi and not like an Uber guy saying that he's a taxi. Well, you'll notice the moment that they start taking you very far away from the airport walking. All right, so let's move on to tip number 3. I learned this the hard way, and this is my opinion, of course. You can take it for whatever it is. But I would not visit Boca Grande. Oh no, let me correct myself. I would not stay in Boca Grande. If you're gonna visit Cartagena, stay in a historic town. I'm walking in the historic town. It's absolutely gorgeous, even though it's completely dead right now. But I swear, it's normally super lively. And the colonial buildings make it absolutely gorgeous. Boca Grande is more of a Miami type of feel, but really not really, because Miami, I shouldn't insult Miami like that. It's just high rises, nothing authentic, and beached, and it's not even a pretty beach. So stay in a historic town and get to enjoy all these beautiful buildings. Then tip number 4, be aware of street rappers. So, obviously people will do a lot of things to make an extra buck. I'm just trying to see where I can take you guys. This street is not that pretty, but I know this is where I need to go. The street rappers. So a lot of people will sing for you, sounds lovely. So they rap for you, and they have really smart lyrics, and they try to make you feel all special, that you look like a certain celebrity, and they're really smart with the lyrics, but they can get a little bit harassing. So from the start, what I've learned now, from the start, no gracias, and with that face and that tone, they'll immediately stop. Because if they keep going and you smile, they expect you to pay. And of course, I mean, if you think it's funny and amazing, pay them, obviously. But after we did the first time, and then after a while, it just gets old, and then it gets a little annoying that everywhere you walk, they sing to you and expect money, right? All right, let's see where we go now. I hope the sound is okay, you guys. I hope I'm not shaking too much with my camera. If I do, I'm sorry. All right, let's move on to the next step. My next step is, so if you're staying in the historic center, in the city center, be sure to also get out and see, I hope I pronounce it right, it's called Getsemani. So this is a really hip area. It's still within the walls, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's very artsy. Hold on, let's this car pass. Then tip number 6, hold on, let me cross the street and not die, is to make reservations for restaurants. So everybody is traveling again, and well, boy, did we notice this time around, because we couldn't get into some of the restaurants. They were fully booked. Like, for example, on Friday we arrived, we couldn't get in any of the restaurants that like are our favorite restaurants, not even for Saturday. And then they did give us a table for like or Sunday. Luckily we are here for a full week, but most people are here for only a couple of days, so make sure you reserve ahead of time. Tip number 7, be sure to check out all the rooftop bars. There's a lot of rooftop bars here in Cartagena. I absolutely love it, especially at night. It's great to have a cocktail and to have a little quick bite to eat. So, but again, get there early, because they are very popular, and we also arrived too late. They didn't have a table, but they let you wait at the bar downstairs. But still, you know, it took 25 minutes for us to get a table. So keep that in mind, all right? Hope you're enjoying my walking tour. Let me see what I have on my list for my next tip. Oh, yes. Tip number 8. Get your souvenirs at Las Bovedas. So this is like an arched walkway, a beautiful building. And the souvenir stores are actually in like dungeon-like stores that they've built. And you get better prices here than when you're actually in the city center. And it's just like, even if you're not interested in buying souvenirs, check it out, because it's very beautiful. Tip number 9, visit Islas Rosarias. So these are islands close to the coast of Cartagena. So you get there in about a 1-hour boat ride, and you could do it as a day trip from Cartagena. We actually stayed there on our second time when we were in Cartagena. We stayed there for 3 nights. Absolutely lovely. It's completely secluded, which I love. They have like all-inclusive packages. They have high-end hotels. But if you're running out of time, I guess the day tour is your best bet. They sell them here everywhere. So I don't even think you have to arrange that ahead of time if you take the day trip. Because when you're here, they constantly will sell you the tours that they have to offer here. At least it will be a good way of understanding what there is to do here. Trust me, they will constantly let you know. So let me see. Oh yeah, for my last tip, this is an interesting one. I actually recommend to visit a market close by called Basurto. This is not for everybody though. You see this market, it's not pretty or anything. It's actually very smelly. It's it's very unorganized. Also, you have to be careful of your belongings, so be safe. And yeah, it makes for a very different experience from, you know, complete contrast from being inside these walls. It's super safe here in a historic town. There's a lot of police, and going to this market is just quite the experience. I love it. not for everyone. Check it out. I'm actually going to do a separate video on this subject as well. All right, so those were my 10 tips. I hope you enjoyed them. If you got any value from this, be sure to give me a like, because that really helps me out. And also the YouTube algorithm will then show this video to more people. So yeah, I want to thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the other videos on my channel. And I hope to see you in the next one. Ciao from Cartagena. Bye.